Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1217, and today's topic is the symptoms of radiation sickness or radiation poison, that is poisonous, and also the symptom of hyperthermia, that is called heat stroke. Especially in northern part of Nigeria, nowadays many people are suffering from that is called hyperthermia, means where their body heat is not maintained due to excessive heat, and that is the reason, that's why they get that is called heat stroke. So first I am going to discuss about radiation sickness or radiation poison. Somewhere in books they mention it radiation sickness, and sometimes it is mentioned as radiation poisoning. Both are having same meaning. So here, to make it very clear the difference between these two, both are harmful, but radiation sickness is fatal, is dangerous. It can cause cancer, it can cause bone marrow cancer, it can cause intestinal cancer, because the radiation, if I am saying, they are radiation with high energy particle, they are nuclear products, and they can be alpha or beta particle, or sometimes gamma radiation, very high energy particle. And these radiations, the natural source is that is called solar flare-up. Solar flare-up means where we know that we belong to solar family, means sun is the father, and earth, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, they are all the planet of the sun. And in sun there is nuclear reaction, that is fission. The isotope of hydrogens they are combining, and huge amount of energy is released, and sometimes there is ejection, heavy mass scale ejection of the nuclear material in the universe, in the space, or we can call it in solar system, that is called solar flare. And those material, they are slowly escaping in space, and it is reaching to different planets. That's why when nowadays there is question, when Elon Musk is saying that we are going to have human colony in Mars, the first question comes, what is the condition of solar storm? That is, we call it nuclear flare-up. How much material is injected and it is reaching to Mars. And according to NASA report, the Earth is getting very less as compared to Mars. So that is radiation. And these radiations, they are penetrating to our body, and they are floating in the air. We will not notice. Only when we get some symptom, then we will understand that we are suffering from a radiation poisoning or from a radiation sickness. So one is natural source, that is from sun, ejection of lot of high energy particles in the space, and the second one is artificial, where we human beings are using, that is called nuclear fission for our electricity power purpose, and lot of nuclear waste is done, and sometimes it is also leaked. But before that, let me give you the example of Nagasaki, Hiroshima. In 1945, the Americans, they dropped nuclear bomb, and there was lot of sickness and burning, and thousands of the people, they died because of that is radiation poisoning. So that is man-made. Secondly, in 1986, in Ukraine, there was leakage from their nuclear plant, and lot of casualties were there, and many people they suffered radiation sickness. So one is man-made, we are facing that, and other one is that is because of solar flare. And the other source is coming because everywhere we will get radioactive material. Where we are drilling for our crude oil, people who are working there, and what material they are getting, and they are doing the drilling, there are also a lot of radioactive material, they are exposed to that. They are exposed to radioactive or radiation sickness. That's why after every 6 months, those who are working in their drilling project of crude oil, petroleum, they must check their body, the damage caused due to radiation. And if it is too much, then sometimes you have to leave the job. And the symptoms are, first symptom is nausea, sensation of vomiting. Sometimes if it is source was very close and you have got lot of radiation exposed, then you may get even blood vomiting and some intestinal problem, bone marrow problem, because this radiation sickness is going to damage and kill first your bone marrow cells, and if for a long time you are exposed to radiation, that is nuclear radiation, there is every chance that you may get bone cancer, and also it is damaging your intestine upper layer lining, and you may get intestinal colon cancer. So this is very, very fatal. And if in case there is any chance where there is announcement because of some reason that in air the high energy particle radiations are high, then you please close your all house, because air is the carrier of such high energy particles, that is radiation, and stop the fan, stop cross ventilation of the air because air is coming. And if it is possible, if you have basement underground, please go underground at least for 24 hours or 48 hours to get the safety. By that time that radioactive material will pass on. These are all, measures we can take. Let us come to hyperthermia, that is called heat stroke. Heat stroke is another emergency, and in that case, that is in medical term we call it hyperthermia. Hyperthermia means our body is maintaining our temperature, that is by sweating, and by sweating and with surrounding, your body temperature is maintained between 98 to 99 degree Fahrenheit. But in case if your body temperature is increasing, means it is crossing 99, 100, 101, 102, and it is not maintained because of sweating, then it is an emergency condition. It means you are suffering from heat stroke. Your body failed to maintain the temperature. So don't take it lightly. And why it happens? In most of the cases, those who are working during this heat, where the temperature in Maiduguri is around 42, 43 degree centigrade, and during that time, they get such type of heat stroke, where your whole body will be feeling very hot, you will be feeling shivering, and also nausea, dizziness, confused, lot of symptoms are there. Immediately, without wasting your time, first thing come to some cooler place, and there should be some massage with the cold water, and immediately rush to hospital. Call the ambulance, and immediately admit and let him be given intravenous fluid. And doctors, they know, don't take chance if there is heat stroke. It is emergency case, and in that circumstances, you just at home before ambulance comes, just keep it in cool place and go on massaging with cold wet cloth, so that body is becoming little bit cold and it is not going very high. Otherwise, sometimes it goes up to that extent. If you are not taking care, 106 degree Fahrenheit, and sometimes they collapse, they die. So this is also another emergency, that is called heat stroke. So you have to be very clear. The symptoms are similar for both radiation poisoning and heat stroke, that is hyperthermia, but the damage by both are different. That is radiation poisoning or radiation sickness is more dangerous because it can cause cancer. It can cause the damage of your bone marrow and your lining of the intestine, it may become permanent. But in the case of hyperthermia, that is heat stroke, once you are taken immediately to hospital, within few hours time, it will be normalized and your body will respond, and then the temperature of your body will be maintained and it will not be failing by giving the medication. So these are all very, very important points we have to take care. It is very clear picture of that is called solar flare, and this solar flare is ejecting huge quantity of nuclear material, and this nuclear material is ejected in the space, in the universe, and definitely it is coming to all the planets including Earth, and that is the main cause of natural radiation poisoning or sickness. So this is the symptom of hyperthermia, commonly called is heat stroke, and the red side means where your body temperature is not under control, it is increasing, no more sweating, and lot of sensation, lot of nausea and dizziness will be there. So these are all the symptoms of heat stroke, that is hyperthermia, your palpitation, dizziness, and also no sweating and feeling tired, exhausted. So all these symptoms are mentioned here. So here it is given in summary, the same what I have already told you. Number one, if sun has big solar flare, that is ejection of huge amount of nuclear material from sun, and they are high charged or high energy particles, and that is quite common in solar system, that would cause a radiation sickness, and the full explanation I have already given. It happens when high energy radiation damages our body cells. Most affected are bone marrow cells and the lining of the intestine tract. A radiation poisoning or radiation sickness is serious and fatal, and it can even take life. So we have to take it very seriously. Symptoms: dizziness, fatigue, fever, low blood pressure, internal bleeding, and if you are exposed for a long time, then you may get even blood vomiting. Prevention: close and lock all windows and doors, turn off fans and air condition, anything which is bringing air inside your house, just close it. Condition and heating unit, because heating unit is also bringing hot air from outside. Sorry, air from outside. Move to inner place like basement and stay up to 24 hours until you get some information. If there is any leak due to nuclear plant, or if there is some nuclear accident or bombing or anything may happen. Number 2, hyperthermia, that is called heat stroke. This happens when your body takes in more heat and then it releases. It is absorbing lot of heat and it fails to release to maintain the heat by sweating. Sweat is your body's natural cooling mechanism, and but sometimes sweating is not sufficient to keep your body at normal temperature. When this happens, your body temperature can rise, and physical working is in very hot weather is the most common cause of hyperthermia, and it can cause sudden muscle spasm in feet, in thigh, hand and arm. These are the first symptom once you get hyperthermia, that is heat stroke. Is actually medical emergency and that require treatment in hospital. In Indian language we call it loo lag gaya. So once there is heat stroke, that is loo, first we have to give home remedy at home before reaching to hospital, because it is emergency condition. So what symptom you are getting once it is intense, that is blurred vision, he will not be able to see very clearly, dizziness, fast heart beating, low blood pressure, and also temperature will be high. It may go up to 103 to 106 degree Fahrenheit. So immediately you have to do the following treatment. Stop physical activity. Whatever he is doing, please stop it. Be in well ventilated environment. Remove heavy tight clothes and drink slightly saline beverages or drink, or if you don't have anything, just add few pinch of sodium chloride salt in water and give him, so that his electrolyte is maintained and sweating will start. This is home treatment before reaching to hospital, and once you are taking to hospital, intravenous injection will be given some fluid. So with this I will stop. And nowadays, especially in northern part of Nigeria, more especially in Borno state, there is really very hot. So please avoid direct sunlight, working under direct sunlight, be under shade. And the moment you feel any dizziness or fatigue or anything like that, please take saline water or some beverages which contain some little salt, and immediately rush to hospital before any fatal condition or emergency is coming. Once again, thank you very much for watching the lecture.